friend left. He's gone. Low expectations. Expect nothing. Expect nothing. Like and subscribe. Guys, there's gotta be some good stuff. Oh, I'm flipping out of the vortex. There's a glitch in the matrix. Accept. Don't expect. Like and subscribe. Oh, go.
How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii. Is this too close? Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii. The channel. Yes, if this looks really totally weird, it is. How's it? Coffee. Calm down. It's hot today, the hot coffee, hot coffee. Because I got a new thermos. Finally, one that if you bump it, the cap comes off and the whole thing spills on you. And it doesn't keep your coffee cold. I mean warm. Good morning. Yeah, OBS here. Oh, see, OBS is not working so good. I don't understand. I don't know. It's doing its thing again. Trying to get this. It wants to put me in a square, and if I enlarge the square, then now all of a sudden I'm super close. Okay, that's a little better, I guess. I'll just have to bring the microphone over here. All right, there we go. Better than nothing. OBS, I don't know, it's flipping out. I think it might be, it was really cold last night. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it. Put this down. Oh, yeah. Mosquitoes. It's because of all the rain. They catch you when you're sleeping, too. It's like you get, nothing when you're sleeping. Like, and then you go like that and you fall asleep. And you wake up like, it's sucking my blood. Anyways. It is Wednesday. My friend went to the North Shore with his friend, and they came back. I told them about the waves. The waves are probably pretty big now. They're expected to be like 20, 24, whatever foot. I was figuring that by what time he went out there, I said go early in the morning. I was just thinking, you don't want to get... I'm talking here. By the time you go, if you go early in the morning, you're good. If you don't go early in the morning, you're in the crowds, and then on the way back, it's all traffic. So they did, but they only got to see 10-foot waves. And they're flying back today, so I don't get to see them again. So, dang it, man. He said he's going to stay an extra day, and he didn't. But anyways, aside from the 30-foot waves, which are expected to happen at some point, we got good news. It is a red letter day in the sense of yay celebration, because after, even though the state said no, you gotta do it, and the Navy contested Red Hill fuel tanks, they're like, well, we're gonna talk to our lawyer. Our lawyers will talk to your lawyers. You don't talk. You're done with your. But here's today's paper. Check this out. This is the good news. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, what happens is they finally, after another big thingy, they finally said, okay, we'll adhere. They asked us some pointed questions too. They asked the Navy, said, do you believe that the state of Hawaii, the government of the state of Hawaii, controls the land that you're sitting on? Kind of thing. Because they do. It's kind of like a leased out to the federal government. So in a sense, they could say, get out, you're not abiding by the law, get off our land, to the freaking Navy, which would be, I don't know, kind of impossible to extricate Pearl Harbor. Anyway, all right, so it's Toastmaster Day, and I got to do stuff, and it's like really coming up, so this might be kind of short, but we're going to do this. Forget it. We're going to go Dave Barry again. We're hell-bent to get Dave Barry back. Dave Barry back. So, I got them all queued up, and we are in November. We're November. Non-stop action continues non-stopping in November. As Biden heads to Glasgow, a city located in Scotland, or possibly Wales, is participant in COP26, a 190-nation conference on climate change, attended by 30,000 political leaders, diplomats, bureaucrats, experts, spokespersons, observers, aides, minions, private jet pilots, and of course, Leonardo DiCaprio. After an incalculable number of catered meals and lengthy, impassioned speeches making the points, it stopped my scroll what happened? Scrolly roly. Okay. After an incalculable number of catered meals, lengthy and passionate speeches making the points that 1. The climate change is real. 2. This is an emergency. 3. The time for action is now. 4. We cannot afford to wait 1 day longer. And 5. We are not kidding around. This is serious, damn it. The participant nations hammered out a historic agreement declaring, in no uncertain terms, that they will definitely, no excuses this time, gather next year for another conference, which, in a clear indication of progress, will be named COP27. Take that, climate change. But the big November excitement takes place in Washington, where Congress finally passes the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, intended to repair the nation's crumbling roads, bridges, through the acquisition and deployment of 48 billion rolls of duct tape. This is the first big legislative win for Biden, who travels to New Hampshire to promote the new law by making a speech on a bridge constructed in 1939, which immediately thereafter collapses into the Pegmewasit River. Pemigwasit comes from the Abenaki word Bijigomajagasek, meaning Washington Redskins. During this time, Vice President Harris also is very involved in various things that she is doing. In a stunning political upset, Terry McAuliffe is heavily favored Democratic candidate for governor of Virginia, is defeated by Republican Glenn Youngkin, a political novice. Exit polls show that the deciding issue, especially among independent voters, was the fact that the letters in Glenn Youngkin can be rearranged to spell none lying on a keg, whereas Terry McAuliffe gives you a firefly rectum. As the busy holiday travel season gets underway, millions of travelers flock to the nation's major airports. This comes as a big shock to some of the nation's major airlines, which apparently have not been informed that the holidays can be a busy time. Putin Vladimir, as one distraught airline executive put it, Suddenly, all these people just showed up with tickets and apparently purchased from us. How in God's name is anyone supposed to plan for that? There's a picture, and that's my Putin's in there. Putin. Suddenly, these people just showed up. What's going on? In other holiday news, Joe Biden, carrying on a fun political presidential tradition, ceremoniously pardons 2 Thanksgiving turkeys, peanut butter and jelly, who are sent off to retire on an Indiana farm, where they are eaten by Major, the former White House dog. On Thanksgiving Day itself, families all across America pause to observe Thanksgiving, just as the Pilgrims did, by buying things on the internet. The economic front, on the economic front, Biden administration, seeking to counteract the steep rise in gasoline prices, orders the Energy Department to release 50 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Within minutes, a dozen towns in East Texas are flattened by an oil wave estimated to be 200 feet high. Apparently, states the red-faced department spokesperson, you're supposed to release the oil into a pipeline. Meanwhile, in response to global shortage of maple syrup, Quebec maple syrup producers announced that they are releasing 50 million pounds of syrup from the Strategic Reserve. You probably think we are making this item up, but we are not. As the month draws to a close, anxiety mounts worldwide over yet another coronavirus variant called Omicron, which we are pretty sure is also the name of one of the lesser villains in Avengers Endgame. Everyone, government officials, medical authorities, and news media assure the public that while the new variant is a cause for concern, there is no reason to panic because, oh my God, they're banning travel from Africa, the stock market is crashing, the vaccines might not work, and we're all going to die possibly as soon as the month of December. So, we'll finish up with December a little later. I don't even know. Very cool. Oh, this has a lag like you wouldn't believe. Go back to this where the camera's all... It's a little too close, I think. What's wrong with you? But just remember for today, the main thing is the Navy has obliged itself to empty the fuel tanks. And what I'll do is, that is the news. The rest of it's kind of blah blah. I'll just read a short bit because my camera work is all messing up. Military officials. This is historic. This is like good news. The Navy finally becomes friends with water. Military officials don't rule out a future legal challenge to Hawaii's emergency order. Navy officials told federal lawmakers Tuesday that they will comply with an emergency order issued by the state of Hawaii to defuel the service's underground Red Hill tanks. However, in this pivot, which follows weeks of vowing to fight the order in a contested hearing, officials did not rule out the possibility of further legal challenges. So, it's not completely over, but they said they'd do it. And there's big giant waves coming back here in Hawaii on the North Shore during winter. 30 footers. That's what they're saying. It's a big swell, so it should happen. Maybe you gotta watch out. The ocean's angry. The ocean can get you. So, all that's good. And you have a happy day. And anyways, ta-da, bye. Have a good one. I have to go. Oh, it's all messy. I don't know what to do. Bye. Aloha. 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 Oh, I gotta put in the sunrise. I gotta film them still yet. There it is. Okay. Alrighty. Bye now.